Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. I'd like to be joined by ex-pro, security boss, manager, trainer, worn practically every hat, promoter, Clifton Mitchell.
To be fair, I've given me promoter's license in, to be fair, chucked in the hat. Too expensive, the board are trying to kill us with the prices, so let someone else have that problem.
It's the manager's one that's hard to get, isn't it? It's the one where you've got to have a license in another capacity for ages, so you've still got that one.
Yeah, I've still got that, I've still got the trainer's one, but you know what they do? You can't, if you've got a manager's license, you can't go in the corner, you have to have a trainer's license. Right. Before, back in the day, you had a manager's license, you could do both, but now you only can do one. Just a bit of history for it.
You are a jack of all trades, though, a master of all trades, in fact, before I complete the usual version of that phrase. You got Sandy Ryan, of course.
No, Sandy Ryan's no longer with us anymore. She's moved to America, to the DLX gym. No problems with that. She's decided that she wants to train in America, and I decided I want to stay in England. So let her train in America.
That said, she obviously had the fight with McCaskill. Very controversial decision. What was your reflection on that?
My reflection is that Florida State has got a very, very bad reputation for giving results like that. So I don't know why they even took it there. But by the by, you know, it could have been worse. She could have lost to give her a draw. So you have to take your knocks, take your bumps, and move forward. She's still world champion, so that's the only blessing in that decision, really.
You got plenty of fighters left behind, most notably perhaps the new British champion, Harry Scarff. You've worked with Harry for a long time. It must have been gratifying to see him get over the line.
To be fair, I think in all my title fights I've had, I think that's my best win. And that's because you're boxing a fighter that's defended it 5-6 times, undefeated. Nobody could dethrone him. Harry went in there and done a job on him, to be fair. And it wasn't close. It wasn't close. I think I always knew that Harry was all wrong for a lot of fighters, never mind Echo, and I've got a lot of respect for Echo and his team. But he's just a bit too straight up and down. Got to have something a little bit more than that.
So you want to push on, I'm guessing, with Harry now. He's waited long enough to get here. What's the next step?
We've got a kid. Sorry, I can't remember the guy's last name, but his first name's Karen, believe it or not. And he's a Karen. But he boots Ennis, he went 12 rounds with.
Oh, okay.
So this kid can fight, and this is Eliminator. But if it's not a final Eliminator, I don't think it's worth taking. Because there's nothing in it. Yeah. Eliminator is Eliminator. Unless it's a final Eliminator, then it's worth rolling the dice.
So when will you find out which it is and if you're going to take it?
Within the next couple of days, hopefully. So, and then we'll make our decisions then. But all in all, I think Harry has improved again. He's one of them fighters that, as I said, he'll come to your picnic, bring no food and eat all your food. You know what I mean? And leave.
I'm not going to invite him to any picnics, first of all, because as you can tell, I don't share food. Yeah, I'll say it before you do.
Yeah, all right, cool.
If that doesn't come off, we know there's a fight in the works at the moment between David Avanesian and Michael McKinson. Yeah. Is the winner of that, or maybe even the loser of that, a viable option for Harry?
What about Eubanks, Harlem Eubanks? He's moved up. I think that's more interesting because it's a bigger name, just with the Eubanks name. And no disrespect to Avanesian or McKinson. I think Harry beats both of them. But I think Eubanks is the one I'd like to see him fight. That'd be good. In Derby. You know what I mean?
What about your good friend Florian Marcoux?
All day long. We beat it. Listen, remember, Chris Congo was slagging Harry off, said he's boring, this and that. But he did something that Congo couldn't do. Yeah? And did a better job than he could ever do with Esserman. But for me, Marcoux, any of them, we're not really bothered. It's all about how much money you want to pay us. That's what it's boiled down to. One thing with Harry, I will fight anybody. We don't have to worry about picking any names. It's just about risk and reward, isn't it? That's what this boils down to.
Now, you've always had strong relationships with the Tyson Fury camp.
Yeah.
A lot of rumours coming out of that camp recently. We were speaking to Johnny Nelson about it earlier, that maybe he's been manhandled by his sparring partner, maybe he's been dropped by Jai Opetaia. Both sides deny that's happened. Well, what do you make of the rumours?
Well, my son is very, very good friends with Tyson, yeah? And I read it from the horse's mouth, load of rubbish.
Is your son out there?
No, he wasn't out there, spoke to him. He went, Nah, load of rubbish. But it's good. It's good for everybody to think that he got dropped or he didn't get dropped. It's just good banter for everybody to more information and let people think about did he or is he. Listen, it's going to boil down to, like for me, when I watch Parker against Wilder, and I think all the fights that they've had, that trilogy, has took it out of it. Because how much he took, and when Tyson boxed last, either he didn't train properly, or he took it out of him. And this fight we'll find out what he's got left, or if he's took anything out of him at all. So this will be very, very interesting, this fight. Both of them at the best, Tyson stumps all over him.
Good to hear for British fans out there, fans of the Gypsy King in general.
Yeah.
His dad's been in the news again. Last time we spoke, I think, was after he'd kicked off at the KSI Tommy Fury press conference. Now he seems to be targeting Carl Froch, who's not from too far away from your neck of the woods. What do you make of that? And you know, is he putting off more that he can chew this time?
Well, the only talk that I think that John Fury's got is because his son, yeah? Because as a fighter, he didn't really do much, right? So he can back his son, which he should do, understand? But Carl Froch is an Hall of Famer. You can't really even question his boxing knowledge or his ability, understand? So Carl Froch is in the right to have his opinion on what he feels Tyson Fury is this or Tyson Fury is that. But John Fury is always going to back his son. And if his son's wrong or right, you're going to back him, aren't you?
I agree. Now, I want to ask you before I let you go about the Knockout Chaos card out in Saudi Arabia. The two top fights, you've got Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, and Zhilei Zhang against Joseph Parker. What do you make of those two, starting with Joshua?
Very interesting. I'll tell you what I think about that one. Well, I feel that Parker probably got a faded Wilder. Zhilei Zhang is not faded, yeah? So I'll probably go with Zhang, yeah? Because he's beat the man that beat the man, yeah? And Joshua, when he boxed Atu Wallin, remember he'd boxed him twice as amateur, yeah? Had him over his sparring partner. So he knew everything. I think that's the reason why he was so confident. So I'm taking nothing away from, how can I put, what he did on the night, because he still had to do it. But we'll find out what he's really about when he boxes. Well, unless you've been in the ring with MMA fighters and feel how strong and how tough they are, it's another type of strength, honestly. If you've got that man that's probably the biggest puncher in the world, isn't he? So it should be very, very interesting. He's going to have to box how he boxed Andy Ruiz. In and out. But he has to get tickled once by this big puncher. Heavyweights, and them 10-ounce gloves, they might as well be MMA gloves, aren't they? For what they are. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And hopefully my son will be on that card. So.
Oh, awesome. Great news. Mate, really appreciate your time. I know you've got a job to do, and I think the gloves are off. It's about to kick off.
No job to do. I'm just dusting around.
So if they kick off and the gloves are off, you just stand back and watch.
Yeah, maybe. Looks like we've got some security up there to sort that out and stuff. Listen, up the Rams, by the way.
Yeah. Great stuff. Cheers, Clifton.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.